All right, fam. We are going to go ahead and get started. Tonight is Cliterati Open Mic featuring Kelsey L. Smoot in celebration of their new book, We Was Boys Together. But first, yeah. First, we are going to kick it off with our hostesses with the mostesses, Karen G. and Theresa Davis, followed by a wonderful collection of local poets, musicians, and writers. And then we will get into the celebration of Kelsey's book. So give it up for Karen or Theresa first. Karen G.
Hey, hi, y'all. Welcome. Oh my gosh, y'all are beautiful. And it's autumn. And I feel like I'm waking up and writing things again. And fake fall has stopped, at least until Monday. Yes. And here we are. Here we are together. Hi. All right. Last time we were here, I was tasked with my own prompt. Oh, yeah, that's in the way. Oh, I want my hi friends in virtual world. Hi. Okay. The Democrats want my money. The Democrats want my money on my phone. And I am text messaged, oh my God, I'm on my knees. Oh my God, I'm crying my eyes out. Emergency. We must meet this goal by midnight. We are counting on you. You have been selected as a primary Democrat. We need you to fill out this form. Please take this poll. What issues are most important to you? Oh my God, I'm bawling. We are losing. We need your help. We are losing. Crisis, crisis, crisis. Please send us your $5. These famous actors will match your pledge. Reach out and touch them, but not really. We have cooler music and cooler actors and cooler artists than the other side, truly. But even our money can't necessarily redraw rural gerrymandering maps where city votes don't count as much as rural ones seem to, and how not enough of us feel safe out there to change it. I hope the Civil War doesn't come. I hope a blue wave drowns them out. But considering their other dinosaur bone fuel is hate and not gasoline, I'm thinking about how the fury might come for us anyway. So that's a little bit of that right there. Of that right there. All right. And also, it was basically the Democrats want my money. um, the Democrats want my money. All right. I'm actually really excited to vote, but anyway. Oh, this is some old stuff, but it is October and it is like that season of crispy leaves and loveliness. All Saints. You will be as leaves between Bible pages always. You are the poem senior students write on palms of maple leaves for younger ones and librarians to find between books. Under full moons, I remember your voices, silvering through the night, shiny sounds. My heart is a locket without keys, just combinations of seasons and numbers, the way they align and march, a muscle flexing, wrinkled, recalling like elephants. You never asked me to carry your torch. Oh, a side note, I was recently in a virtual conference where they were talking about the idea of passing a torch and changing that language from passing a torch because you don't want to leave the person in the dark who's passed you the torch. So thinking about sharing the torch, and I was like, that is so cool. You never asked me to carry your torch, heavy metal. It throbs at a concert in my arms that don't hold you anymore. Sometimes my fingers burn. I snuff it out by eating a flame and exhaling it in a circus of words. The burden of expectation on the living sews hemlines and stitches the collars of mortal coils. And I remember you as a house, as opening me up to myself, home, a sense of place, something bigger, echo of souls, sunglasses for a world that sears the sky, Rolling Stones, Messiah, Max Roach, the song from your own band, People Who Died. I remember you, Lillian, Philip, Arthur, Shannon, Lane, Jim, Joe, Gabrielle, adding names to my ghosts, I'm richer for your hauntings of me, in my steps, in my head, in my blood, in my pen, in my own bonfire. All right, all right. I'm really excited because Theresa has something new, and it uh, uh, um there's an essay. I won't read Citizen, a poem, like the whole long thing by Claudia Rankin. But there's this bit in here where she's talking about academia. You're visiting a campus, and in the cafe, you both order the Caesar salad. This overlap is not the beginning of anything because she immediately points out that she, her father, and her grandfather, and you all attended the same college. She wanted her son to go there as well, but because of affirmative action or minority something, she's not sure what they're calling it these days, and weren't they supposed to get rid of it? Her son wasn't accepted, and you are not sure if you're meant to apologize for this failure or your alma mater's legacy program. And like based on that, I wrote this piece about about two famous poets at my institution, and I was thinking about the sort of the gaseousness of racism. So Claudia Rankin Citizen is like one of those books that is just so fucking good. Yeah, another part of this piece is, and when the woman with the multiple degrees said, I didn't know Black women could get cancer, instinctively you take 2 steps back through all the urgency, leaving the possibility of any kind of relationship as you realize nowhere is where you will get from here. So this happened. It is after the reading and conversation between the white historian exposing the history of police in Forsyth County, Georgia, and 2 Black poets. This is the reception table with grilled vegetables, cheeses, and meats with skewers poked through them. There is wine. There is beer. There is the variety of drinks afforded to a higher echelon of event because academia does replicate hierarchies. These 3 scholars are surrounded by octogenarians, trustees, gray and papery, suited and shoe-shined in their whiteness. And I am skirting the edges as a staff employee. An eavesdropper in jeans who the poets know from my face and slam poetry t-shirts that show up at these events. The poets are laureled and laureated and discuss the impact of politics, history, and images on their poetry and essays. The talk back with the historian fascinated, and I collected pages and pages of notes and new knowledge. But somewhere, my ear pricks up the words from the trustees, the octogenarians who seem delightedly surprised at the eloquence of the poets. They are so well spoken. And I think of Obama, praised in that racist way. And before I get into this thought, I also catch the commentary about the wardrobe. How presentable the poets are. All with the kind of awe that people of color could be scholarly, could hold their own with a white historian who obviously risks so much to present his edgy work about the truth in Georgia. I look at the skewers in the dinner samplings of fancy menu items and listen to this twang, these southern voices of what I imagine to be old money. Less bootstrap and farm and more carpetbag, more owner. How many of them live or have roots that stretch to the very meringue points that the historian discussed? They do not hear themselves. They never hear themselves. And I am too blue-jeaned and staff member and underclass to say anything. My mouth a cornucopia of compliance by caste system and skin, and I have to leave. I have to make an exit. So there's that right there. Thinking about, yes, those two poets who then left Atlanta. Anyway. I know. He was in the room, and so were the two others who were there.
Hello, everybody. I hope maybe not fake fall is treating you well. We've had so many. I think this is our 5th one right now. But I put on the hoodie yesterday, and I was like, that's my hoodie dance. And I was like, yay, we've arrived. Okay, Karen G, I'm going to need you to time me on this. So I had an event that was canceled, but I'm sad too, but it's okay. This thing is going to get read. So in Right Club, if you've never heard of Right Club, they do, is it every second Wednesday of the month? Every second Wednesday of the month, they do an event. This is a pop-up one that I was going to do. So they do an event usually at Dad's Garage, and it's opposing writers. So Right Club, we're not fighting, but we fight with words. So each group of writers gets 2 opposing topics. So I had come, and the other person has go, right? And because I am who I am, I knew they thought I was going to write something very, very naughty. And that was in my mind, to write something very, very naughty. But then it switched on me because that's how writing does sometimes. And yeah, and so here we go. I come here sometimes. And when I do, I plant my back to the earth, eyes aloft, search the skies for art, for inspiration, for beauty, for you. I almost always bring a book of poetry. I read a few lines and then marinate and attempt to let them soothe my soul. Invariably, my eyes close, I catnap, doze into dreams. And this time, we are in deep conversation, some world peace and flipping tables type shit, blowing bubbles and giggling like girls, getting loud about all the ways we will disrupt this world with art. We swear our words so saucy, throwing our heads back and our voices at the sky while daring the moon to kiss us on the mouth. We stand on the precipice of intentions and innuendo, eyes iridescent, catching our breath in our hands and releasing them, echo in hopes they will return to tell us how brilliant we are. Then you interrupt the moment the way you do. We are too fucking old for this. And I laugh as, who the fuck you calling old? Our hands on hips, not our own, not a care in the world. I watch the pulse at your throat reading, hands reading the beat of your heart under palms drenched in the all of us suds swimming at our feet. And you say you missed this part. And because we are here, we get a chance to do exactly this. I say, I miss this part too. I mean, I may have whispered it, or maybe I just had the thought. But when the nachos appear, I know you love me. I think to ask a question. When I turn to speak, you put your hands across my mouth, blow raspberries on my cheek before whispering my ear. Remember that very terrible pickup line that ended with us dancing on our back? That's my favorite song, and I play it over and over again. And I'm not sure where the bubble wine comes from because of all the nakedness. But I roll with it. Then you are blowing bubbles at my face, each pop a sting of missed kisses, a reminder of joy, a reminder of hands, a reminder of snark and soft, a reminder that dreams have the ability to cleanse. I come here sometimes, and when I do, I plant my back to the earth, eyes aloft. I search the skies for art, for inspiration, for beauty. I sometimes bring your book of poetry, read a few lines, let them marinate as if I haven't memorized each one, and invariably, my eyes flutter, close. I catnap, doze into dreams, and we are hiking in the mountains, and I inhale all the fresh and start spinning in circles, all Sound of Music and Julie Andrews, and I stop suddenly and say, but wait. You hate hiking. You smirk and roll your hips, place your hands on Virgo hips and say, bitch, this is your dream. I'd rather be at the beach. Then we are there, knees deep in the ocean. You breathe in all the fresh, then complain about your swimwear like I ever had a chance to get it right. We lie on our backs, mermaids in harmony, floating serene, and you say, when we come here, I can swim. And I do not say you've been swimming through my blood since we met. And I do not say I haven't dressed myself in ocean for years. And then you yell at me to get out of my head, and I don't, and you know I can't. Not when I come here. Every time we come here, I plant my back to the earth, eyes aloft, search the skies for art, inspiration, beauty, you. I recite your poetry and invariably close my eyes, doze into dreams, and then I say, hibachi? And you say, yes, hibachi. I roll my eyes, you call me a hater, and I smile because it's true. I am a hater. But when the food flies through the air and you catch it with your mouth, eyes closed, I say, that's hot. And you hum. And I say, not hot, hot, heat hot. And is it wise to close your eyes when hot food is being thrown at your face and you say something about faith and just believing, and I point at you and yell, optimist, and you point back at me and say, pessimist, and we laugh like girls because we know we are both. Then we are at medieval times eating food with our hands, and you say, we are such animals in that dirty way. And then we are in bed reading poems to each other, critiquing style. Then we are back in the ocean, except this time I have chosen a bikini you deem passable, like I could ever win. While winning, we dissolve into giggles in bed, reading poetry to each other. You yawn, wrap your body around mine, and montages of us here bombard my thoughts. And sometimes I can't figure out if I'm fucking with myself or if you are haunting me like you threatened with love and all the things, and we thought we would live forever. And I know it's not me. I know without a doubt you are definitely fucking with me and haunting me the way you promised, which makes me smile because you never lied to me when you were here. You, angsty Virgo, me, the Gemini splitting herself in two. I come here and I know I'll find you all spitfire gorgeous and alive, replaying conversations every May and August, dressed up in wordplay, rainbows and memories, a reminder of joy, a reminder of hands, a reminder of snark and soft, a reminder that dreams have the ability to cleanse. Thank you. Hey, okay, so I was like going real fast so I wouldn't cry, but I could slow down, but then I might cry. So we have to navigate that. All right, cool. So you only have 7 minutes. Come on in, folks. You have 7 minutes to, yeah. It's been a long time, you know, and when the timer goes off, it's startling. And I used to be that writing diva where I was like, I'm gonna make sure my end at exactly 6:59 and then stare at the audience when the buzzer goes off. I've managed it a few times, but that's just me being bougie. All right, we're gonna get into this list. I'll do another one at the end. That I have to do for this other show because it's Halloween and 'tis the season. So, Olivia, are you ready to share? Come on down.
Hi, my name is Olivia. Can I like pull my mask down or is that not okay? Yes. Okay, all right. Hi, I'm Olivia. And I am a creative writing minor at Agnes Scott College right across the street. And I'm gonna read 3 of my poems. The first is called Insoluble. At 5, my tiny brain was pulled like goo towards backstreet witches and mugs of muddy water. They taught my skinny child arms to lift the willow trees in tons, all the way to the sunland, where sweet mead blessed the face. At 16, my lips held another's, a girl of the Red Sea too. From her, I learned finger braiding grass was the way to shape the world in liquid, only crafted after my lungs begged the swamp to grant an exhale. At 76, and bound to the symbols inked deep in my strong back, they root me under the willow tree and etch the ancient flames. Its crust, granting it the truth. The second poem is titled Earlier Hauntings. I'm waiting for my ghost to save me, for my white undershirt to slide across the floor and curl itself about what I don't know. I've tried fitting paper clips to the tips of my nails, the ones you sifted through and left dusty in the little bowl. I wrecked the seats of my car, then drove it to the beach. Ghosts aren't blind, even in the yard. I ran away rotten, so I picked my posture. Back to the holding place, stuck in the crooks and nooks of a hammock, mangled by time, just soon enough for it to swallow us down. I admit to this haunting. You, me, the ghost that manned the hammock, the yard, the knife, the undershirt. Not in this place, but in the seat of us. You and half-light, you and body, you and your bullet-torn knuckles reaching for the loft of me, stretching to clasp sweatpants strings, the maker's blood, the pastor's words, knots and knots of hills unclaimed. My spine has toppled through your turbid lap. We become the glassblower. The third poem is titled My Lover Embedded. Are you the strange one? The one with the brown old shoes? Are you the artist or the baker or the pizza maker? I think of you like this. Hair cut short, dirty hands, heavy jacket, a little misty around the edges, a little bright for a soul, eyes like two deep puddles. And for whatever I swirl up in the pot of my head, you could just as wondrously be the one weed in the garden, the packed up black snow in the parking lot, the blinds. Even more obscurely, you are the whiff of a stranger's perfume on a busy street, the kind that reminds me of something I'll never know. You are the yearn, the honor, the temper of joy, the only thing that fits in a woman's fake pocket. But I don't often cook you like this, so when you pop out of the cracks in the walkway as a mockberry, you startle me and I weep. And my pulse wonders if I will ever find you in a form I can place my lips to, a shape in the dark selfishly similar to my own. I search for your formation as a confirmation, your disposition unchanged from that weed in the garden. You simply own those dirty hands now and may lend me the weight of your jacket. Thank you.
Yes, that was awesome and lovely. Thank you. Okay, and next on our list we have Nova Cypress Black. Yes. Yes.
Hey everybody. It feels so good to be in a room full of people wearing masks. I decided to wear yellow all 2024, and so this poem is about that. Notes on a year of yellow. Because yellow don't give a fuck about gender. Because my surgery scars asked for gold. Because I owe my best summers to leaking mangoes. Because every mouth I pass rises like banana bread. Because a nigga in yellow is the eighth wonder of the world. Because outside is getting darker than my insides. Because I can't remember the name of the ghost who sold me peanut M&Ms on the school bus. Because I didn't mean to pee on myself. Because I'm pissed about what it means to stay alive. Because somebody left the top off my highlighter. Because I don't know how else to be a lighthouse. Because mama said you ain't gotta look like what you've been through. Because I already got enough decisions to make with color. Because my sister sleeps in the park where people's teeth turn yellow. Because yellow stains as easy as my grief. because no one can say they didn't see me. Because sometimes I ride my moped at night, because joy keeps running away at sunset, at dawn, at noon, because my brain comes from a long line of brains that don't know what to do with yellow. Because I need everybody to slow down. Because I need to slow down. Because my nerves have become a scroll of caution tape. Because COVID set my senses on fire. Because yellow is only as yellow as what's already yellowing. Because my dad can't figure out how to hug what I've made of his daughter. Because what is a child if not a flashlight? Because I read something about the solar plexus. Because my auntie tried every treatment center in the yellow pages. Because I always gotta be what I don't see. Because America has jaundice. Because the sun is the last country I pledge allegiance to. Because I need new ways to scream. Because my nibbling said I look like macaroni and cheese. Because I was somebody's bright idea. Because I should have been an autumn leaf. Because I'm tired of fearing bees. Because I wore Grammy's pale yellow dress to her funeral. Because every day is somebody's funeral. Because somebody said, make lemonade. Because the first girl I kissed had Tweety Bird sneakers. Because my closet wasn't always a field of daffodils. Because maybe I know Coldplay's Yellow by heart. Because I'm still in the back of the class sharpening my number 2 pencil.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. That was so nice. We got one more, or do we have more than one more? Okay, well, I'm gonna come that way. When I have, oh, is it Ziomi? Yeah. I love it when I get it right first time. Calm down.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. Yes, my name is Ziomi. This is my first time sharing at an open mic. Woo! Okay. I'm sharing. I'm not classifying it as a poem. It's a rant. It's a rant. I didn't revise it. There were no edits. None of that. It was a rant. So it's titled "A Rant on Indigenous Peoples Day." Woo! Okay. My ancestors must have had enough the way they cleared that nigga out of my life on today of all days. Nigga being gender inclusive, because let's be clear, anybody can be ain't shit. Damn, my aunt looked Indian as fuck this weekend. And as I stared at her braided white hair and beautiful face painted with perfectly placed black moles, love notes from those who came before, foreshadows of what I might look like should aging be in my future. Child, it's as if my moles came alive when I'm around my people. I could have sworn new ones appeared Friday. Our Bilabatry Choctaw roots somehow not quite indigenous enough for. I'm tired. Tired of holding multiple truths, juggling my morals and integrity around people who have none. Tired of navigating relationships with niggas whose communication skills are glued to the basement. Prying for crumbs of emotional intelligence or a pulse of conflict resolution skills. Tired of the cyclical misunderstandings. Tired of seeing the ways my therapy and internal work saves connections time and time again. And I know going to therapy, 1, is privileged, and 2, not the solution for everyone. But goddamn, I'm tired. Okay? Tired of invisible reciprocity, tired of being this fine and untouched, tired of hearing, I love you. I'd rather see it in action, rather feel it. Tired of sending people off better after having experienced me. Sorry, not sorry. I gotta talk my shit for a minute. Is that all right? I'm tired of niggas living in theory and not practice. Bitch, please. How you talking about Black queer supremacy this, anti-white supremacy that, guided by Black feminism's gratatata, and partnered to a white bitch? Stop, babes. I'm tired of these unserious ass apps hosting unserious ass boring people. I'm tired of fake crushing on everybody because my ass been single and unfucked for nearly 5 years. I'm the fuck tired of having to expel the gaslighting I was forced to swallow and then fighting to remember what the fuck actually happened because you revisionists are on the loose. I'm tired of all my niggas being impacted by addiction. I'm tired of fighting for people unable to fight for themselves. I'm tired of being the good friend, tired of being the good child my mom refuses to unsee as her daughter, tired of living through recurring, unprecedented, horrific, historic times, tired of witnessing genocides and being expected to log in for these fucking pointless Zoom calls to talk about shit that should have been emailed. You know what? And I will. Tired of witnessing genocides and being expected to log in for these fucking pointless Zoom calls to talk about shit that should have been emailed. Tired of reading Instagram posts telling me my depression, paranoia, distrust of the systems, and general waning capacity is a sign of my humanity. I can confirm I am not a robot. Apparently, my authenticity has been verified because I give a fuck. I'm tired of saying goodbye to friends who couldn't grow their capacity for consideration. I can trace most of my breakups, platonic and romantic, to a lack of consideration. We are not cultivating our consideration gardens, and it shows. I'm tired of feeling unlovable and difficult. I'm tired of feeling unsatisfiable by this world and the way we move through it. I'm tired of having to think about eating every day. And I know, another privileged worry. And yet, it is present. As a single parent of a dog, I am expected to feed myself and my dog every day. We are expected to eat every day for the rest of our lives. The thought of that tires me. I'm tired of being an artist in this economy and the last and the one before that one too. I'm tired of landlords. Abolish them. Tired for cop city organizers. They are trying to save our city. We owe them a new world. I'm tired of thinking about my future while entire generations are decimated. I'm tired of the everlasting shelf life on anti-Blackness because people still aren't going up for Haiti, Sudan, Congo, and the list goes on the same way they are for Palestine. But it's still hashtag in our lifetime, hashtag free Palestine, for those of us who understand our liberation depends on one another. Tired of the way heteronormativity keeps us unimaginative.
Oh, God, yeah.
Tired of caring so goddamn much. And now I'm tired of making this goddamn list, which started as a rant and could go on forever.
We're going to rearrange some things because B is up next. Range. Yeah.
Hello. So I have two poems. Neither of them have names. They were very just spur of the moment, writing down whatever. I know the first one is in a journal that I actually bought from this store, and it was the first page. And so I wrote, "Empty page, empty no longer. No longer will you hunger for the purpose of hurried thoughts. Words now fill your lines from the most intelligent minds, with nowhere to place their interjecting commentary. You have fulfilled your purpose has fulfilled you." And the second one, I was doing at work because I recently got a new job that I really like so far, and it's at a music store that sells instruments and records. So, the sounds of beginner guitar, muffled chattering from friends grouped around borrowed records. Oh, wait, I missed the word, sorry. The sounds of beginner guitar, muffled chattering from friend groups grouped around borrowed records. The sun is still awake and warming without warning us. It's not getting cold anytime soon. It's October, and I'm over temperatures over 50 degrees. At least I'm inside among rhythmic rhymes from instructors instructing that every good boy does fine as long as he memorizes C sharp. The percussion patiently waits where it is, waiting to be bought, the horns holding their breath and bidding against the strings that they will catch a customer's eye. I will sit. No, I'm sorry. I'm just. No, don't need this. So I'm just gonna sing them two songs. The first one is from one of my favorite movies. It's called Hoodwinked. The whole song isn't really featured in the movie. I live in the woods where there's nothing as it seems. Beneath the stars one night I met the woodchuck of my dreams. She's always biting and my heart cuts like a tree. Nothing but splinters. Her teeth were sharper than they seemed. Critters have feelings. Critters have feelings too. Oh, critters have feelings. I live on a leaf and I crawl 'cause she makes me. Last week she sprouted wings and my butterfly did fly away. Seeing other people, maybe I should do the same. An ex-caterpillar, her wings were bigger than I dreamed. Critters have feelings. Oh, critters have feelings too. Oh, critters have feelings. Thank you. This next song I've been thinking about a lot because fake fall, but I get excited every time it happens, no matter how many times it's fake. Oopsie. Ooh. If you should be the last autumn leaf hanging from the tree, I'll still be here waiting on the breeze to bring you down to me. And if it takes forever, forever it'll be. And if it takes forever, forever it'll be. If you should be the last seed in spring to venture out a leaf, I'll still be here waiting on the brain to warm your heart for me. And if it takes forever, forever it'll be. Forever it'll be. And if it takes forever, forever it'll be.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. That was B, everybody. Right. So while packing up is happening, I'm gonna let you know some things. Like this weekend on Saturday, I am hosting an LGBTQ Pride showcase at the Arts Exchange. The Arts Exchange is a community cultural arts center that used to be in Grant Park, but now we are in East Point. And I am dragging Ken J. Martin, who is a beautiful musician, out of retirement. He might be kicking, he might be screaming, but he will be singing on that stage. And one of my featured poets for the evening is next. Y'all put your hands together for Billy! Yeah. Not sure what I did with my.
It's always tough to go after musicians because then it feels like words are just like half a magic trick. Like I'm just like putting shit in a hat and then never pulling it out. This is also an orphan from the event that got canceled that Theresa was doing. It's an essay. My general approach to essays is like that scene in cartoons when they open the closet and all the shit comes out, except the shit is just everything I've ever been interested in. Okay. This is in defense of rot. I was born without a sense of smell. This has its good days and bad days, but every day I take a small amount of time to meditate on the ways my faulty nose pulls me from the world. There's just so much panic about the improvement or elimination of bad odors. Deodorants, soaps, candles, air fresheners, perfumes, all these billion-dollar solutions to problems that are just not problems for me. When something goes bad, all I am left with is spectacle. The befouling of the world is a performance I am not forced to look away from, and so I see things. Once, as a kid, my parents took me to the Atlanta Botanical Garden to see a stinking corpse lily. Since the buds take months to develop and they last only a couple of days at a time, it was something of an event. All day, I watched people approach the flower and peel away in disgust, scattering like pollen. When I got close, all I saw was beautiful red petals and a giant fucking flower. While most flowers use sweet nectar to attract bees or hummingbirds, the lily smells like rotting flesh to attract flies. Foulness finds its purpose. It always does. There's a town in the south of France called Grasse that I've been obsessed with ever since I read about it in a book. It's the perfume capital of the world. Literal tons of flowers are harvested there: jasmine, bitter orange blossom, lavender. Perfume has been the business and pride of Grasse for centuries, but it was not always. Grasse first brushed fame with leather gloves. The town was renowned for its tanning and leather work, which became the envy of royalty, nobility, and any motherfucker with money and good taste in gloves. They were made from fine animal skins, tanned expertly and formed without flaw except one. They smelled so bad. In the Middle Ages, tanning was a foul enterprise in which animal skins were soaked in dung or lime and then sprayed with urine and left to rot until soft. Since the glovers and tanners of Grasse couldn't very well sell high-quality leather that smelled like literal dog shit, and the people of Grasse couldn't very well breathe in a constant cloud of noxious chemicals, the town cultivated flowers to perfume their leather. Eventually, the perfume got so good and the taxes on leather got so high that the tanning just kind of died off. The corpse of an industry interred beneath a field of new flowers. Rot is legacy. It's history. It's the loam of the world churning with fountains of bugs and worms and chemical processes. Beauty sleeps on a bed of rot. It is a garden of promises, of reasons to sprout and scatter on wings of flies. Things rot to grow new things. Industries to industries, mistakes to lessons. The best perfumes still carry the lessons of the tannery with them. There's a chemical compound called scatol in luxury perfumes. It's responsible for the odor of shit. When properly proportioned and diluted, scatol can create an evocative undernote, a hint of unplaceable bitterness that elevates the more prominent bouquets swirling in the bottle. This is not the elimination of bad odor. This is a eulogy for it. This is the prodigal dung that brought the rot, that brought the flowers, that brought centuries of beauty to a town in the south of France. It is a corpse holding lilies. This is a prayer to honor the shit and indignity of skinned animals that rotted to serve us. This is service. This is a miracle. Rot can be a miracle. When St. Theresa of Avila died, God made a miracle of her corpse, made her skin incorruptible, made her death smell like lilies for years after. According to nuns in her convent, the smell was overpowering. This is the promise of life after rot. The rainbow at the end of the flood, a gentle God holding a woman who loved him, close enough to smell her and whispering, now, even now you are beautiful. We will not all be so lucky. Those of us who reach sainthood are destined to smell like a graveyard one day. The milk of our mothers will curdle inside us until we are sour and soft as cheese. That's the good news. From perfumes to leathers to servants of God, the truth always embraces and cradles its filth. Every good garden is a celebration of its dead. It is beauty stretching in both directions down into its soil as every rotted thing sleeps with upturned palms to better hold what sprouts up towards heaven. We are beautiful because of our rot. Each of us is a garden of our countless dead, all the lives we could have lived going soft inside us until our every new day sprouts flamboyant from our glorious graves. Folks, tonight, I beg you, throw out your deodorant. Your soaps and shampoos come to bed, reeking of your every past mistake, of your eventual death. Embrace your rot, your foul, your stinking stretched skin. Dare your lovers to look at you like you are an oil painting spread across soft vellum. Dare them to see the scrimshaw on your already yellowing bones. Remind them of how we make leather. We are the saints with corruptible flesh. We are corpse lilies, spreading our petals. We are all going bad already. Accept this. Make a grass of your every remaining day. Rot and rejoice. Raise your tanning, stinking palms to the sun. Your best self is just waiting for you to bloom.
Oh my God, that was amazing. Yes, compost us all. Yes. That was fantastic. Thank you. I remember you talked about that corpse flower a long time ago. I'm like, yes, that image still. And next we have Zion. Zion, are you ready? Yes. All the way. Awesome. I'm gonna tell y'all something. I don't ever go by Zion out in public. It is mostly Z, but hey, things are changing for me. I'm doing new things, so I was like, "Fuck it, I'll give my government." Don't y'all tell nobody all this shit on camera. It's okay. It's all right. Say your name one more time. Ziomi. You said Choctaw, and I was like, "Oh, hey, cousin," because I got my great grandmother's sister was 100% Choctaw Indian out of Neshoba County, Mississippi. Yes. So hey, cousin. Short stuff. I'm gonna start with the piece that I wrote sitting in Grant Park, and I called it Sitting in Grant Park. So here we go. I remember when park benches weren't jail sentences. McChickens was $1 plus tax. Politicians seemed like good people. Parents were superheroes. Family Guy was actually funny. Folks weren't scared to take chances or get canceled. I grew up and life got difficult and boring. So that's that. Sitting in Grant Park. Appreciate you, friend. Appreciate you. You know, I'm here for the homie. I'm here for the one time for Kel. Love for Kel. I'm here for the homie. But this one, it's called This Poem is Tired. This poem ain't no battle cry, no soliloquy of grief, no dismissal of greedy intentions. No, this ain't no poem that I wrote 3 years ago about 2 murders and the one thing that makes America so despicable. No, this poem has no similes of pain. No more metaphors begging for humanity. Sandy Hook couldn't make you grow a conscience, so why would Appalachia? My words have no hope to announce. My rising voice don't search for freedom. The valley of depression has swallowed me into full masking just to survive. This poem ain't no battle cry. This poem is tired. Okay. So again, my name is Zion. And you add 3 more letters, it becomes bullshit. So this is me reclaiming my name, because I used to hate my name because everybody would be like, "Oh, like the church, like the national park," and I'm like, no, my dad was high. He loved Bob Marley. He was listening to Iron Line Zion, and he was like, "That's what we gonna name her," and that's what happened. So this is called Write My Name in Love. I hate that my name is just a few letters off of a genocide. I hate that my name is just a few letters off of colonialism. I hate that my name is just a few letters off from misinformation and bigotry. I hate that my name is just a few letters off from decimation and silence. Zion, definition, biblical, daughters of Israel. My dad was high, talking with God, and looked at a picture of Iron Line Zion by Bob Marley and said, "That's what we'll name her, Zion." I am not a Christian, and I am no longer a heathen for Christ. Because the people you call to be exterminated come from the blood and body of Christ. Jesus came so that we may all have life. There are Palestinian Christians. You know that, right? Yeah. Those are children that you are calling to be killed. You know that, right? You are not of Christ. You are Joshua. Genocidal, one-sided. You are Paul, male supremacist, incel with your doctrine. If you added ism to my name, you will be writing my word in you will be writing a word in blood. My daddy was a Rasta. I write, I speak, I fight, I side with love. Free Palestine, free Congo, free Sudan, free Haiti, free Mississippi, free all of us. There you go. All right. So this last one is very personal. I have a mentor. His name is Eric, and it means a lot to me because I had an uncle named Eric who passed when I was in middle school, and he was my best friend. So I felt like God just sent me another Eric. And I was talking to him. He's a gay black man, which is even better. So I was like, thank you, Spirit. But I was talking to him about some stuff, and so I just wrote this poem about him, and it's called Ode to Old Age. My mentor is 61 years old, born in 1963, lived in Birmingham, Alabama. Civil rights era was his playground. Dr. King was his wizard. Our people were moving on down the road to freedom. He talked of integrating schools and staring the devil in his face. He watched the world mask again. On paper, Kennedy and Johnson set us free. Birmingham wasn't free, just glazed over like the rest of the South. So he left. New York City, home of dreams and hope. Creativity choked the air, and the folks dabbled in magic, able to paint pictures of trauma and triumph using a flat cardboard box and a beat. The art, the movement, the culture, the freedom. My mentor made friends, so many friends. Dreamed of finding lifelong love and community, shattered by what his folks back home would call God's vengeance. He tells me that he lost a lot of friends to AIDS. I've watched the documentaries. I've read a few histories. But to see his face try to hold this mask of strength, cracking under the pressure of grief, I tell him that I've never, ever seen a real life, older Black lesbian couple. I've watched the documentaries. I've read a few histories. Never holding hands, strolling down the Beltline, or laughing down a grocery aisle, or even cuddled on the beach. I told him that I pray that that changes. And I pray that I'm one of the old heads that make it. That's that. Thank y'all. Appreciate y'all. Appreciate y'all.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. So my son's name is Zion, and I wasn't high, but I figured, you know, my dad was Rasta. We have a lot of similarities. But you know, I figured Zion was where the party's gonna be for the Rastas, and you know, my husband's side was all thumping the Bible. So I was like, oh, they'll be happy. They'll be happy. Nobody will give me shit about this name. They won't. They won't. We have 3 more on the open mic. So we need to maybe one piece each going to the ends. Okay. What time is it? Holy schmoly, y'all are awesome. We forgot what time it was. Lacey, come on down. Do you need a chair or are you standing? Awesome. Y'all give it up for Lacey.
Favorite event every month. Okay. I'm gonna play an original song. And it's a song about Halloween. It's not about Halloween, it's a breakup song, but it's like but it is called Every Night is Halloween. I feel like the monster under your bed. I've been hiding in the shadows of your haunted little head. 'Cause I heard you got a monster under your bed. And she's the reason you're afraid to fall in love again. But every night is Halloween when your closet's filled with skeletons. So how come in my wildest dreams I wish that I was one of them who tore your heart out at the seams and smashed it into smithereens and made you scared of loving me. So baby, my apologies. I'm so jealous of the monster under your bed. How she's living in your heart without so much as paying rent. And now you're scared to call it water under the bridge. So you're settling for sabotaging both our happiness. 'Cause every night is Halloween when your closet's filled with skeletons. So how come in my wildest dreams I wish that I was one of them who tore your heart out at the seams and smashed it into smithereens and made you scared of loving me. So baby, my apologies. But baby, I know I could treat you right. No tricks up my sleeve. Meet me on the doorstep, baby, like it's Halloween. You don't have to be scared of me tonight. But lately I've been living in reverse and on repeat. 'Cause when I'm here without you, baby, every night is Halloween. Oh, every night is New Year's Eve when you're living for the end of it. And baby, you said wait for me, then made the countdown infinite. So now it must be Halloween if you're this busy ghosting me and spitting on my wildest dreams. 'Cause you're so fucking scared of me. Every night is Halloween. Every night is Halloween.
I'm so excited to be here. It's always a joy to be basking in the juju of Kels over here. When I grow up one day, I want to be like Kels. Like, if I don't be like Kels, I didn't do it right. Okay, so one piece, and I want to make it count because another reason tonight is special. My little brother popped into town tonight and is seeing me perform for the first time. So, yeah. I'm a siblings girl. So we just heard a breakup song. Do we want to hear a love song or some political shit? Spice it up means political shit to me. So, okay. Okay. Funny how assault ain't assault when the person doesn't have a home to retreat to. Ungodly how not having a home makes you less than human, leaves you undesirable to the eyesight, makes low-hanging spirits think themselves noble for initiating a transaction for what you have a right to. Why do we deem the unhoused failures just because we've been successful participants in capitalism? To be real, I'm wondering why the riot ain't started yet. Why we still depending on the hope of slave trade governments to make amends, to return rights to the people of God when every time we see a picture of him, it's a him and it looks like them.
If the reflection of my God charged me up enough to commit treacheries across oceans, across centuries, then what might happen if other folks also begin to see their God in the reflection at home? Learn to see the real similarities between church and state and how they use their church principles to legitimize their money idolatry. We begin to mobilize not for the position of president, but for the total liberation of church from capitalism. Begin breaking down walls of buildings that confine us from God's real temple, cleaning streets by building systems rooted in housing people, and exalting God by stewarding their mental, clothing their bodies, and nourishing their flesh. Where work days are community exchanges, and everybody knows who the neighborhood grandma is. Where our bodies are not state property and only deemed worthy so much as they can work with no guarantee on return. Thy will be done in heaven as it is on earth. So be careful of the hell you help build post rebirth. And whether you believe in 5 loaves and 2 fish or 40,000 over 40 days or the table spread, the point is that none of your gods would leave a person hungry. Instead, you running around pridefully printing money with, in God we trust on it. Oceans are raging, cities are crumbling, climates are changing, and I just want to know, how on earth are you going to abuse Mary and still expect to be favored by her son, standing on the neck of her descendants and expect to still hear well done? I ask a lot of questions because I'm really just trying to understand this and when exactly a change is going to come. When are we going to be activated enough to kick up dust, to dance down the flood, to circle the wall and cause the illusion to collapse? Ain't you tired of peddling niceties to not get your rights back? When will the least of thee recognize we are the most of us, so it's a 99% chance we can force close the 1%, just like that workout circle on your Apple Watch. That Apple Watch ain't worth the lives of the Congolese just for you to sell it at minimum wage, being priced out of rent every other day, while Tim Cook buys a $500 million boat and billionaires say they ain't got ties to pay. Your goal should never be to align with the oppressors, but to abolish the systems they've built entirely, so that one day we can all wake up and not have 653,104 people and counting sleeping on the streets and being jailed for the crime of not having enough food to eat. I'm certain that is a state that will find your God pleased. Poem. I love my friends. We love each other, if y'all can't tell. If you would like to stay connected to me, as I would like to stay connected to you, you can find me on Instagram at Little Corner Go Peep. My name is unique. My Instagram is Little Corner Go Peep. And last but certainly not least, if you have not told yourself today, I love you with everything that I have in me. And should you ever find yourself lacking in love, please come find me, because God has given me the absolute honor of always being available to fill your cup. Amen and ashe.
We have one more reader, and then we have our feature in the new book. We was always together by Kelsey Smoot. All right, Katie Lynn, you're our last reader.
Okay. I am absolutely terrified. This almost didn't come tonight. So what I'm really, really glad I did, I feel like I've learned so much from all of you guys. Really thinking about your yellow poem and slowing down. Ooh, okay. Sorry, I'm autistic. If I talk too fast, forgive me. Okay. So this first one was born sort of off of thinking of just 2 words. And these are poems, by the way, that I'm going to read. Pastoral elegance goes down with amber beers. Hopping mad tastes sweeter than worshiping here, and now you scream hatred. Now you sing guilt. Fingers to pray, point blame where you don't have to take it. Collect the offerings in your pockets. In Blue Castle dreams, it's the happiest place where the earth burns. God once spoke through her bush. He mistook her curiosity for adultery. While he dipped 3 fingers in Lilith, you take it where you can get it. Each block claims to have it all. Just abandon who you are. Never doubt. Ask questions to walk out. Love your neighbor with ears numb. She can't hold her, but he'll take him on his lips that can't pronounce Latin. It's sacrilegious, but what weighs more, pressed penny cathedrals or the assault charges?
And then the last one, I don't know if you could tell from the everything about me, but I've been a One Direction fan for a very long time. And yesterday and today has been really hard to unpack. So, but most of it was the news response. And this poem is about that. My body better be cold before you tell it to rest in peace. My body better be on the clinical slab in the mortuary, the Y lines cut, the blood replaced. My body better be so far from my last breath before someone tells someone that I'm dead. When I'm lost and they declare there will be no searching. Don't say it yet. Don't think it. I may linger, a soul in disbelief. I may watch them trying to wake me. I might be sent back, so don't say that. My body better be one with the earth again before you tell it to rest in peace.
Right.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.
Right. So I love that the open mic is getting big enough to where we're gonna have to limit people wielding power. All right, Kels, you ready? All right. I'm not gonna do the whole introduction thing because I want you to read as long as you can. We got 20 minutes. Let's do it. Yo, give it up for Kels.
All right. Can I actually borrow that? Okay, so first and foremost, I just want to say everyone who's like here tonight, who shared tonight, my niggas who showed up for me tonight, like thank you so much for being here. This is really just a gorgeous space, and I'm just excited. I'm like buzzing with energy. So my name is Kelsey L. Smoot, but I go by Kels. This book we was voiced together is actually chapter 3 of my dissertation. Yeah. So it's a love letter to my sibling, best friend Max, who's back in the back. So it's a chapbook. If y'all are familiar with chapbooks, it's not a full-length manuscript, so that just means I'm not going to read you a bunch of poems. Some of them are also very page dependent, so I'm going to do some new shit in addition to new shit. In addition to like a poem from the book. Let's start with this. This is called Tender Heart. Legally, I'm a man now. According to the Georgia Department of Driving Services, it feels surreal. 3 decades later, and my paperwork no longer lying on me. I think I'm supposed to feel like the truth. Now I think my driver's license is a transgender death certificate. This made complicated by the fact that I refused to eulogize the Black girl disappeared by my surgeon so good it's almost like she was never here. This is not a death. Me and that imaginary girl are just on the run together, hiding under sunglasses and 2 large hoodies and trying not to turn our heads when someone calls us by our old names. It's funny how the world only searches for missing Black girls after they've confessed that they never really were girls, just Black and missing. Perfect in their unwillingness to be what the world said, what a nigga said, and what I said yesterday because I reserve the right to change my mind. Change my hair and pop my shit, rewrite my name over and over and over with different letters until it starts looking right, make you memorize every new spelling, and then forget them all if I say so. Today, I am a man, yesterday, a Black girl, and while I'm asleep, I'm nothing but a pyre of almost and never agains. The sparks between my synapses threaten to catch a blaze and engulf every version of the person I perform today. The first time I swim in a lake after top surgery, chest bared to the wild, just like 20 years prior, I register that I am topless and tasty and terrified. I am torn open and suddenly so much taller. I get a mosquito bite just above my nipple. And for some reason, this feels like a gift to me. Afterwards, my sister's friend and I laugh about the blood tax for wanting to go shirtless in public. I tell her how scary it was and how absolutely thrilling. I wonder if I'll ever be able to just strip myself without a moment's hesitation, toss my shirt to the ground and run for water. And she says, yeah, isn't it funny how they make it all about the body? Being in the wrong body, needing to change your body, like I'm sure you always thought it was your chest that was holding you back, and now you realize it was the shame. Thank you. All right, so this next poem is from the book. It's called Dark Matter. It's a sestina. If y'all are familiar with like sestinas, they have a very particular N-word schema. But for me, this poem really like commemorates a moment that was like a turning point for me in poetry. Where before this, I was like, I wrote poems. I considered myself a poet, but after this poem, I felt like I really wanted to join this like beautiful lineage of Black queer poets, and for me that meant like really honing this craft. So yeah, without further ado, this is Dark Matter. There is no wrong way to be a gay Black girl. Butch boys and golden dyke mouths spit glitter, and even the ones who never really were jazzy or sassy or rascally can become legitimized between the knees of straight girls and elsewise. I don't know if I can still speak for us. Y'all are quiet. Hold on. Let's take a pause. Because y'all not really catching these bars. So we're going to run it. We're going to take from the top. I don't like this. So we're going to take from the top. This is called Dark Matter. I'm going to let y'all get it together. There is no wrong way to be a gay Black girl. Butch boys and golden dyke mouths spit glitter, and even the ones who never really were jazzy or sassy or rascally can become legitimized between the knees of straight girls and elsewise. I don't know if I can still speak for us or them. Damn these pronouns and all their dark matter. Damn every straight girl who made me feel like I didn't matter. I can hardly deny that I miss being a girl, even if I never really was one. But I know how much it means to us, naming things and all that, binaries and all that, feeling right and good and even. I've come out as so many different things. I can't keep my words straight. Back before I was jazzy or sassy or rascally or a boy or depressed. All the gay Black girls I grew up with look happier now. Or matter of fact, maybe they're just better at pretending. Matter of fact, maybe they're just on the straight and narrow thing because stud was once prison slang and a gay Black girl looks like a grown man under blue lights. But I'm going to even up this score, get our lick back. I know I can protect us. I'm not afraid to spit glitter or spit venom or step behind us, pull up behind you, mask off, or pre-COVID plastic surgeon mask on, cut your shit off like they did mine. Even trans boys can be dyke matter. I mean, dark matter, keep a strap on us like a gay Black girl. I've never been the violent type, but I'm always keep my niggas straight. I look back on my life and I try to keep the facts straight, how I decided to slut out a type of joy that was never meant for us, how I decided I couldn't spend the rest of my life pretending to be a girl, even though I love gay Black girls, and I'm really not either or, just dark matter. A little jazzy and sassy and rascally and I matter. I've had to learn how to quiet my rage and get on my knees and get even. I'd like to think I'm becoming better, even though I can't think of anything better than a Black girl, gay or straight. So maybe not better, maybe just different, a dark matter man, girl, a little jazzy butch queen and golden light, a little light for us. I feel divinely lucky to live out the rest of my days as a soft boy or whatever they will call me in 30 years, maybe a retired gay Black girl. I will always remember what it was like growing up gay, Black, and girl, what it meant to us to matter, if only to each other or ourselves. I do not regret the girls who created my boyhood. There will always be us. Thank you. Okay, I'm gonna do two more. For this next one, I'll give y'all a choice. Y'all want to hear a sex poem? You didn't even hear the other option. Or a sad poem about a girl that I grew up. Okay. I should have said those in reverse order. All right. This is new shit. This is called Water Nomads. In sex, I never let myself be flower. Never let myself be a thing of beauty. Never bloom beneath the dancing shadows of the cityscape reflected through the dark. I'd rather not be thought displaced, taken home as garnish. I'd rather be thorn, knife, body a fortress, rather stay rooted, rather be stick than stuck, rather count the petals of my lovers one by one, deciding whether or not love is in the room with us. Rather be buck and thrust than grip and gasp, rather be a spectator than a spectacle, rather be fern, garish, and spindle, or forest deep and dark and wild. A danger for those looking for a hunting ground, seeking to mount me as trophy. And sex, I keep score. Tally marks from fingernails. I carry a lover to where the waves break, make my body into a shelter from the wake's violent crashing. Aching numbers the morning, but we do not hold one another's wounds for ransom. We get busy like we do this to keep ourselves afloat. And I, the not flower that I am, fashion myself into a lily pad to cradle a lover, keep their blossom safely perched, bloomed wide open, while I maintain a barrier between what I think might kill me and what I think might heal me. Thank you. Okay, so this last poem is probably the most important poem I've ever written, if I'm being honest. I wrote it last November, I want to say. So just like a little bit after we started to really visibly see unfolding genocides. And like this week, I've just been walking around like heartbroken and feeling helpless and just wondering if it matters, like, and that's just real. It's like just wondering what to do that can matter. So anyways, this is called Cousins. Growing up Black with roots in the South means you've got a lot of cousins. There's the favorite cousin who always felt more like a big brother, the bougie cousins who always got on that new shit, the hood cousins who taught you how to fight, the good cousins who went to college on scholarship, and the play cousins. Perhaps the most important category, your daddy's best friend's daughter, your homeboy from around the way who taught you everything you needed to know in this life. Black folks know to draw the family tree so big and wide that it has room enough to encompass anybody that you've ever loved. So when you ask me how I can care so much about someone I don't share blood with, someone who doesn't share my last name, the answer is simple. That's my cousin. And you might be my play cousin, but I don't play about you. I'll call out your name, but it's been a while, so check me if I mispronounce it. Viva, viva, tortuguita, viva la revolution, viva whatever it is that will keep the air in my lungs and yours. Pull over in Williamsburg, Virginia for a brown man on the side of the highway, his wary thumb outstretched. Disregard anything I've ever been told about the danger of men who look like me. Same fire raining on Gaza, been ringing off on the east side, ringing in my ears ever since I was a kid, and learned that sirens didn't mean that help was on the way. Same fruit swinging strange like loquats and lush ivy brush. Why did you stop for me? Asks Waj. We got to stick together, I say. I don't care from where you got your brown skin. We sticking like brown mud, like fistfuls of black cake. We sticking like we been stuck, like we don't know no better, like we got the same short end of the stick, but we can hold them together. Like we in this for the long haul. Like pack up all your shit. Like I pulled up in the U-Haul. Like hop in, loser. We finna get free today. Y'all tweaked if y'all think my ancestors' wildest dream was for me to vote for genocide. Keep ignoring homicide, trans femicide. I'm not an activist. I'm just Black and tired, so I act like this. I'm really like this. I promise you I would stop for you too. Wallahi, if they take the Weelani, I promise you I will bear witness. I will not look away. There is no tomorrow that I will accept that doesn't have you in it. I will keep your dreams and hold your hands and read your poems and shed tears for you, like be my little kinfolk. Like, yeah, you could call me your cousin from the river to the sea. Thank you. Okay, so I'm gonna stick around and like sign books if y'all are interested. I just want to say one more thing, which is like Unique, Z, like y'all really just inspire the fuck out of me, bro. Like y'all really push my pen to the max. And like every time y'all pull up and you share poems, it just makes you want to go home and write, you know, like for real. So y'all are amazing. I love you. And man, yeah, and everybody else who just pulled up to support, bro, like it means the world to me, truly. So thank you.
Thank you all so much for joining us tonight. We're going to close out with some comments.
Yeah, we just want you to buy Kel's book. So if you're watching at home, you can click this teal button to buy the book from Charis, and we appreciate you. I want y'all to know that the folks who are watching online have just been tearing up the chat, clapping, snapping for everybody, appreciating your work too. So thank y'all for being with us virtually.